Just a short walk on this video to our intended subject for this video, but just walking along at the start of it and just liked these leaves, just the way the sunlight is dappling through them. From a distance we thought there were a load of butterflies on the trees. So we're walking along this path from Ford Park, where we were in the Ulverston video that we did recently. You see there? That's where we're heading to, the Hoad Monument. And there's a clearer view of it. Goes there. Bit of a steep climb. Nothing major. Hoad Hill. Couple of routes up it. Okay. So the official title is Sir John Barrow's Monument on Hoad Hill. Sir John Barrow was a naval administrator and traveller. He was born in Ulverston on 19th of June 1764. The cottage where he was born is now belongs to Ulverston Town Council, and he was the only child of Roger, a journeyman tanner, and Mary Barrow, and he excelled in mathematics. When he left school at 13, he worked as a clerk in an iron foundry in Liverpool, and at 16 he joined a whaling expedition to Greenland. And he had a deep interest in astronomy, which led him to develop an understanding of navigational methods. Starting to climb now. Yeah, a view already of Ulverston. And again, the bay. And the bay. See, there are spotlights all around, so the monument is lit up at night. And I have to admit, when we've driven past down on the road at night, it does look spectacular when it's lit up. We were hoping to go inside, because you can go inside, but at the moment the gates are locked. But it is early, I want to get up here before any crowds. So I might just have to hang on for a little bit to see whether we can get in, whether somebody comes to unlock. Because the views when you get up to the top are amazing, apparently. There's a sign here that directs us to where all the, or a lot of the Lake District fells are. So what have we got? Well, coming off over there somewhere is Scarfell, and then Scarfell Pike. Coming round, you've got that big lump in the middle, in towards the foreground. That's the old man of Coniston. And then going round, Glencathra is behind those trees, I think, and then Helvellyn just peeking over the top of that one. And then That direction is High Street, Heart of Fell. There, the more well-known fells, hills and mountains. Well, unfortunately, we aren't going to get in today. We came to avoid the crowds. We saw them yesterday. The reason there were crowds yesterday, it only opens on Sundays and bank holidays. Because it's opened by volunteers. So we're not going to get up. But we can fly the drone. And tell you more about it. And tell you more about Sir John Barrow. And we'll come over to a sign on the opposite side from the last one that points out some other places of interest. And straight ahead you've got the Ulverston Canal, then that direction Blackpool Tower, and then right in the distance, not in sight, you've got, I'm going to pronounce these wrong because it's Welsh, Sirnebran and Morecambe, Birkrigg Common, Aranig Fawr, Moral Sibod. Forgive me if you're Welsh and you're listening to this. I am not very good at pronunciation in Welsh. But then, heading more in that direction, you've got Yorkshire, you've got Ingleborough, Hansfield Fell. So if we were at the top, as we say, the views would have been even more spectacular, but obviously we're not going to get up there today. But we will tell you a little bit more, as I said, about Sir John Barrow, because he was an interesting fella. But what I can tell you about this monument is that it's a replica of the Edison Lighthouse, one of the famous lighthouses. If we were going in, this would be the entrance. You can see an anchor on the door.
So the monument's on top of Hoad Hill, which is 430 feet above sea level, and the tower itself is another 100 foot. And you can access it and climb to the top by there's 112 spiral steps, open stone steps inside to take you to the top. And the top is often called the pepper pot, with the shape and what it looks like. And Lord Hoad Hill during the Second World War used it as one of his broadcasts, saying that Ulverston, the German bombers would attack Ulverston's pepper pot. So obviously trying to refer to the town and its iconic symbol.
A little more about Sir John Barrow.
Well, after growing up in Ulverston, he taught mathematics and was attached to the first British embassy in China. He then moved to South Africa, where he was in the mission at the newly acquired colony of Cape Good Hope, and it was his job to reconcile with the Boers, or the Boer settlers, and the native black population. He made copious notes during his time in South Africa, and became an influencer of strategy and politics there. He was a appointed second secretary of to the Admiralty, and during his time there was a great promoter of Arctic voyages of discovery. And so the Barrow Strait in the Canadian Arctic, as well as Point Barrow and the city of Barrow in Alaska, are all named after him. He is reputed to have been the initial proposer of St Helena for Napoleon Bonaparte's exile. He retired from public life in 1845 and devoted himself to writing a history of the modern Arctic voyages of discovery, as well as his autobiography. He died suddenly on 23rd of November 1848. And the Barrow Monument, the Sir John Barrow Monument that we're sat at here at the moment, was built in honour and in his honour.
So that's Sir John Barrow, Ulverston's most famous son.
So just down there, just behind Booths, is the Ulverston Canal, is it?
Ulverston Canal, which is only 1¼ miles long. And it runs from the town of Ulverston to the coast of Morecambe Bay. It's an entirely straight canal and on a single level. It's an isolated canal and it isn't connected to any of the canal network in the country. The town of Ulverston was declared a port town in 1774, which allowed certain goods to be shipped to other canals without the payment of sea duty. And ships of up to 150 tons could reach the shore at high water, and 70 vessels were registered there. Trade in slate and ore was growing, and canal mania was gripping the country. And a local solicitor, William Brunthwaite, organised a meeting in July 1791 to consider ideas for a canal to improve access to the town. The estimated cost of building the canal was £2,000. And that sum was raised in such a short time. So by May 1792, the canal building started. So being the good YouTubers that we are, we've come back on the Sunday because we saw that the flags are flying and we really did want to see the inside, and we really want to show you the inside as well. So here we go. Here we go. 112 stairs to the top, or steps to the top. Hiya, how are you? Are people waiting to go up? Oh, right, brilliant. Thank you.
Take your camera.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
What is it? 112 stairs, is it? Right. 112 steps?
There is.
Yes, right, very good. Been Googling. It can hurt. So we're on the first floor. Restoration of the Sir John Barrow Monument. Work commenced in April 2009. It was completed in August 2010. Extensive programme of repair and refurbishment has been carried out internally and externally, including making the structure as waterproof as possible, and installation of heating and ventilation system. And this chap must be one of the volunteers. You've got a heck of a trek every time. It's lovely though, isn't it?
We are once a month, once every month, between April and October.
We were here down in town last Sunday and we said, it's busy up there, we'll go on Monday. Looked up again on Monday, said it's busy up there, we'll go on Tuesday. Got to the top and then realised it's not open on a Tuesday. So yes, we realise now. Thank you. There's one bit of a view. Hold it down. I've not been counting the steps, have you? Still a way to go. And when construction had finished, just 11 days later, the tower was struck by lightning. Another view out there. And still a way to go. There is a viewing platform here. And down there is the canal basin that we mentioned earlier, the shortest canal in the country. Current temperature. And here we are at the top. Let's start over this side. This is northwest. It shows Shooting House Hill and Kirby Moor. And Kirby Moor is where we've been parked up for a few nights over the last week. Coming round. North. Helvellyn's in that direction. I've not got my glasses, I'll have to wait till Keith gets up here. Middle Dodd, Stony Cove, Scafell Pike, among others. I'll tell you what, it's warm up here. And then we're looking northeast now. We've got High Street, Tarmacrag, Newbarrow, Quirmianhow, Fellhead, the Calf, amongst others. They are absolutely amazing views. East, Swarthfell, Castle Knott, Whernside, Hampsfield Fell, Ingleborough, amongst others in that direction. Ooh, I'm gripping. Southeast. We have Colton Moor, White Hill, Humphrey Head, Grisdale, Winter Hill. For those of you who live in England, you'll have heard of Winter Hill. It's where one of the big TV transmitters is. And this one, just going to drop down a couple of steps here. We have got South, Birkrick Common, Blackpool Tower, Ashurst Beacon, and then over here, you've got to lean over for this one, Southwest. It's Wales, whose names I can't pronounce, but yeah, looking over to Wales that way. And then finally, West. You've got, oh, it's nice to read. But more fells and moors. There's some names up there.
Got two kids in the middle.
You made it. Where have you been?
Waiting.
But what I didn't realise when I was walking up and asking you whether you'd counted the steps was that they're actually numbered. So I'll show you that on the way down. So the names I pointed out around the top, you just said the names of explorers.
Explorers in the polar region. Or regions, polar regions.
It's a heck of a climb when the sun's shining on all the glass, but it's certainly a climb worth doing, isn't it?
It is. The views are spectacular.
You'll have seen from the drone footage that we've put up prior to this bit just how good it is, how good they are. Yeah, you come to Ulverston and it's a Sunday or a bank holiday, come up here.
If the flags are flying.
If the flags are flying,
It's open.
you know it's open from 1 PM till 5 PM. But it must also be amazing up here when it's blowing a hoolie and absolutely chucking it down, because you must really hear the lashing of the rain against the glass. So I'm on my way down now, and this is where I saw there are numbers. So this is step 110. So concentrating on coming up afterwards before you can see that.
112.
All climb, isn't it?
Yes.